Graduate candidates, friends, family, and guests, my name is Dr. David Zaworski. I'm one of the faculty, and it is my honor and pleasure to welcome you to the 2023 commencement ceremony of the Chamberlain University College of Nursing, Cleveland, Ohio campus. I would now like to introduce to you the Chamberlain College of Nursing 2023 candidates. I'd like to take a quick second to remind everybody to turn your cell phones to silent, please. Thank you. Now I would like to take a moment to recognize the participants. Dr. Taryn Hill, Janine Vale, Associate Dean of Faculty, Jackie Miranda, Assistant Professor, Lauren Lavoie, Instructor, Dr. April Hovan, Visiting Professor, Marcus Hunt, Visiting Professor, and Dr. Michelle Sciana, our alumni speaker. And today's keynote speaker is Deborah Katera. It's now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Taryn Hill, Chamberlain University, Columbus, Cleveland, Campus President.
Don't laugh when I do this. Okay. Dear graduates, deans, faculty, staff, and esteemed guests, it is my pleasure to start our commencement ceremony by congratulating each of you on achieving a very important milestone in your life, becoming an extraordinary Chamberlain registered nurse. A very remarkable woman, Shirley Chisholm, who was the first African-American congresswoman in 1968, coined the proverb, "Service is the rent we pay for the privilege of living on this earth." Today begins your life of purposeful service to others as a registered nurse, earning your privilege. Your service will take many forms, and there are hundreds of positions nurses can hold. You can help bring babies into the world or console a family member who just lost one, administer treatments, medications, give encouraging words, and certainly smiles. You will prepare patients for surgery, feed, bathe, clothe, and ambulate thousands and thousands of men, women, and children throughout your career. You will be the one holding a hand, wiping a tear, and saying a last goodbye. There is no other calling greater than helping people in need. The nurse's role of caring for people from birth to death is a noble and great privilege. It is a fulfilling life of service to others. I'm so proud of each and every one of you. Go out into the world and make your mark, make a difference, as yours is a lifelong career. Remember that the nursing profession needs you, especially now. Your intelligence, knowledge, creativity, and voice. Nursing will evolve into what your generation and the generations after you envision it to become, so be bold. We are here to celebrate you and all of the people who have helped you along the way. On behalf of the faculty and staff of the Chamberlain University College of Nursing Cleveland campus, I thank you for choosing Chamberlain to accompany you on your journey. I commend you on your accomplishments and wish you the success at the start of your new career and all in your future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hill. It's with great pleasure that I introduce to you this evening's commencement speaker, Deborah Katera. Deborah Katera worked as a registered nurse for over 30 years. She graduated from Fairview Hospital Nursing School in Cleveland, Ohio, with a diploma in 1986. At that time, she was married 10 years and raising 2 small daughters. 10 years after graduating with a diploma, She attended an RN to BSN commuter affiliate program at BGSU and University of Toledo, graduating in 1996. Then, 10 years later, went on to achieve an MSN from a blended online and on-ground program from the University of Phoenix. Her passion was obstetrics, pediatrics, and women's health. Her career path started with bedside nursing in labor and delivery, postpartum, nursery, nursing in newborn and NICU care, and leading the grief support network for families experiencing early loss for 5 years. Deborah eventually branched out beyond the bedside to work as a legal nurse consultant, as the primary associate of an exemplary attorney in Ohio, and as a research nurse coordinator alongside a respected physician while overseeing 8 clinical research sites. She found her niche in the last 10 years of her career as a nurse educator, preparing the next generation of nurses and giving back to the noble profession of nursing. Deborah?
Hello, everyone. I want to start by saying it is an honor to be here today. I am grateful for and humbled by the request to speak to you as you open the doors on your new career. But I want to begin by saying congratulations to all of you. The shining stars, of course, are the graduates. Seemingly endless hours of hard work have led up to this day. But I also want to acknowledge all the folks who helped the graduates all along this journey. You are the ones with the strong shoulders that they stood on to reach higher. You are the ones they leaned on when they were tired, and you were the ones they cried on when they felt they could not go on. You have helped them achieve their goals to be able to sit here today. Kudos to all of you. Thank you. So now, graduates, what am I going to say to you? I want to say, I see you. Every nurse who has ever graduated has been where you are today. I know the struggles and sacrifices it took to get here, because I lived it too. How do I see you? I see your excitement, your passion, your insecurities. I worked as a nurse for over 30 years. I was at the bedside for 15 years, eventually moving on to become the legal nurse consultant, then on to being a research coordinator, and ending with 10 years as a nurse educator. I have been where you are going. As an educator, I met students from all walks of life. They came from diverse backgrounds, cultures, and ethnicities, including widely different economic situations. But there was a common thread to every student I met. They, just like you, had the heart and the drive and the grit to succeed. And you have succeeded. But now, graduates, what do I see for you? I see 2 more years of more real-life learning of how to use the resilience that was instilled in you in school by your instructors to try again after a mistake or a setback. I see you questioning what you learned in school and balancing the theoretical book learning when real-time situations, especially during times of tough decision-making, come up. There will be days when you will wonder, why am I here? Simon Sinek wrote a book called Start with Why. In it, he says the most important question is to always ask why. My hope is that someday when you ask yourself, what is my why? You will stop and remember what brought you to today. Why did you become a nurse? What does being a nurse mean to you? So, where does this yellow brick road of a nursing career lead you? Only you will be able to answer that question, since each nurse's path is a little different. Someday, when you are my age, looking back, I want you to say it was a life well lived. I want you to say you fulfilled your why. But if you'll indulge me for a few moments, I'd like to give you a few helpful do's and don'ts. Don't become a refrigerator nurse. These are the people who became nurses for the paycheck. They work simply for the money to purchase their next appliance or piece of furniture or just stuff. Yes, the money is good, but keep your why at the forefront of every career decision you make. The money I made as a nurse changed my life. But the way nursing introduced me to the world was priceless and irreplaceable. Never forget where the money comes from. You are being paid for your knowledge and skills that other people cannot provide. Do always be curious. Remember, you have an obligation to be a lifelong learner. You need to be constantly refining and further developing the skills your instructors taught you. Do always be a problem solver. Do not accept the status quo. Be the change your patients need. Gandhi said, be the change you want to see in the world. Do not get stuck in your career or bitter about life when things get tough. If you see this happening, take the steps you need to fix it. Nursing is an amazing profession. You can make lateral moves, keep moving up the corporate ladder, move on and grow. I have colleagues who are vice presidents of companies, directors of hospitals, flight nurses for Life Flight, life coaches for mental health, and I even know a nurse who provides emergency care on Hollywood movie sets. If you're only in it for the paycheck, nursing will never be enough, and you will burn out. Do always be kind. If you go to my LinkedIn page, the caption under my photo says, "Nursing is compassion and competence." Never lose your sense of humanity towards other human beings. Most of the time, unless you work in long-term care, nurses are only with their patients, clients, families a very short while, anywhere from a few hours to a few days of that patient's entire life. However, you will have an impact. Maya Angelou's famous quote is, "I've learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Humble yourself and approach people as a fellow human being first. One of my most memorable experiences was during the AIDS epidemic. Yes, I worked through a major worldwide epidemic too. 30 years ago, I was a labor and delivery nurse on night shift. In nursing, admissions are the luck of the draw. Each nurse takes a turn getting a new admission during their shift based on their patient load. When it was my turn to get a new patient, I heard her before I entered her room. She was a lady of the streets. She was an IV drug addict. She was so malnourished, she was cachexic. Her hair was matted to her head and falling out. She barely had teeth in her mouth, and her organs were failing based on the results of her lab work. But most striking was the way she was screaming in pain, rolling and writhing all over the bed every time she had a labor contraction. I entered her room along with a colleague to assist me if I needed help. I was carrying supplies to start an IV. As I approached her bedside, I took a deep breath, said a silent prayer for guidance, and said quietly, "Hello, Miss Jane Doe. I'm going to be your nurse today." She turned and looked over her shoulder at me. She sized me up and down from head to toe while screaming. I quietly and calmly added, "We are going to deliver your baby, but first I need to start an IV." She suddenly stopped screaming, rolled onto her back, and threw her straightened arms straight out at me. She looked me dead in the eye, and she said, "You know I have AIDS, don't you?" I kindly looked back with tears in my eyes and said, "Yes, I know." In that moment, while looking at each other, we shared so many unspoken words. She knew AIDS was deadly, and so did I. She knew starting an IV took skill and strategy to minimize her pain and the possible blood loss that could infect me. I knew I had to work fast because in an instant she could become dangerously agitated and blood could spurt everywhere. But then she stayed perfectly still for the minutes it took to get the IV into her vein. As soon as I said, "Okay, I'm all done, the IV is secure," I stepped away from the bedside, and she immediately turned back onto her side, screaming again with the pain she had endured for those minutes during the procedure. Me and my colleague exchanged mixed glances of relief and appreciation as we left the room. We were amazed at her self-control for those few minutes to protect me and cooperate. Her baby was delivered and went to the NICU, and because of her medical condition, she died a long time ago. But her memory will stay with me for the rest of my life. You see, for that one moment in time, two human lives respected each other regardless of our different backgrounds and life histories. This will never be lost on me. She touched me to my core. Lastly, do take care of yourself. Jay Shetty is a remarkable motivational speaker who wrote the book, Think Like a Monk. I read a recent quote of his where he said, "When we show up for ourselves first, when we take care of ourselves, we create a wider capacity to care for others. Just like flight attendants on airplanes during the safety drill, they say, put on your own oxygen mask first before helping others. I am going to strongly encourage you to take care of yourselves. Safety first is the motto, right? Safety for your patients, your teammates, and most importantly, for you. So listen carefully. You must take care of yourself. Take care of all areas of your health. Take care of your physical health, your spiritual health, and your mental health. Intellectually, you know all the right things to do: clean eating, exercise, minimize stress, socialize, and sleep. But I'm here to tell you that nurses inherently, in their being, put others before themselves. Stop it. I used to think that if I went on for a PhD in nursing research, I would drill down to find out the toll a nursing career plays on a physical health. But I've moved on now. One of you might be inspired to do that unfinished work for me. I've learned that nurses give everything to their patients and their profession. I would love to know how many have been affected by major health problems like joint replacements, GI issues, mental health challenges, chemical addictions, obesity, and even midlife crises. My impression, after years of observing many colleagues, is it's a high percentage of my fellow professionals. But I want you to live better. Build into your life an appreciation for downtime. Be creative. You may not have the money for fancy vacations, so do something simple. Take a walk in the woods. The Japanese people call this forest bathing. They discovered that just breathing the air around trees is beneficial to human life. Take time to fill yourself back up when you are depleted. Take up yoga or start writing in a journal. Learn a new sport. Plant some tomatoes on your back porch. Learn to paint or even crochet. What I have learned is that you may be able to push through your issues for years, but eventually life will catch up with you. I want you to end up in a healthy and happy place. Finally, give back. Find projects in your community where you can volunteer. Give of yourself in a way that pays you back in time well spent doing satisfying work without spending money. In closing, I want to give you hope. Nursing was good to me. Here are the final thoughts I want to leave with you. I used to tell my daughters, there are 3 important things to accomplish in life. 1, find work you love. Because the saying is true that if you find your passion, you will never work a day in your life. 2, find purpose in your life. Find something you believe in or something that strengthens your existing beliefs. Remember your why. 3, find a lifelong companion who enriches your life and stay connected to them. It could be a sibling, an extended family member, a life partner, or an old friend. Find someone who is honest and supportive, someone who can help you stay positive. Keep the phrase, "This too will pass," in your heart every single day. Revisit your why periodically and check in with yourself to see how you're doing. Someday, when you reach my stage in life, I want you to look back over your own life and career. And yes, time will pass. It always does. I want you to look yourself in the mirror and say, this was a life well lived. Congratulations, graduates.
Okay, found it. Thank you, Deborah, for those inspiring words to our graduates. I would now like to introduce to you Deidre Basri, a graduate candidate of the BSN class, who will address her fellow graduates.
Oh, thank you. Hello, everyone. It is with immense gratitude and excitement that I stand before you as a nursing school graduate. My name is Deidre Basri, and although I am not the valedictorian of my class, I've been chosen by my peers to deliver to you all one of the finest speeches we've heard since the Gettysburg Address, but in a Florence Nightingale sort of way. I want to begin by thanking all of you for joining myself and my group of fellow graduates as we celebrate one of the most important days of our lives. I would also like to thank the faculty and staff, Dr. Dave, Assistant Dean Vale, Professor Miranda, Kim Sims, our clinical instructors, Marcus, and those behind the scenes for their unwavering support and commitment to our education. You have inspired us to be lifelong learners and to strive for excellence in our profession. I would like to express my gratitude to those who have supported us throughout our journey, our families, friends, and loved ones who have been our constant pillars of strength, encouragement, and motivation. I am truly grateful for your steadfast support and love. To my fellow graduates, congratulations on achieving this incredible milestone. We've worked tirelessly to reach this point. And it is an honor to share this moment with you all. As we reflect on our journey, we must acknowledge the challenges we faced, the long hours of studying, the sleepless nights, and the moments of self-doubt. But we also must recognize the triumphs we experienced, the bonds we formed, and the positive impact we have had on our patients' lives. We are the backbone of the healthcare system and play a vital role in promoting wellness, preventing disease, and advocating for those who cannot advocate for themselves. The nursing school journey has been one of peaks and valleys, or should I say systole and diastole. Many of us suffered significant losses through this journey, but see, when you lose everything amidst what feels like the end, it's really just the beginning. I'm sure all of my peers can attest to this today, particularly day one of a new session, when we were tasked with completing a math competency exam. You know, the one you must pass before moving forward in the course? 3 chances, you're out. Katie knows what I'm talking about. I'm glad to have you here. Despite the journey and harshest of days, the last-minute requirements or changes to the curriculum, and the fear and worry, I let Scripture would say in Romans chapter 8, verse 31, "For if God is for us, who could be against us?" It is a powerful reminder that we are not alone and that we can trust in God's strength and wisdom as we fulfill our calling. So as I close, I would like to offer my peers and soon-to-be colleagues a declaration of encouragement for when you experience the day you question your career as a nurse. You're going to feel like quitting. You're going to struggle. You'll have days where you'll wonder, what's it all for? You'll have days when people will attempt to break you down or challenge your intelligence, skills, and right to be where you are. You'll have moments when you question your own abilities and perhaps your sanity. But you'll rise. You'll rise because your strength as a nurse is not determined by one grade one shift, or one job. It's an ongoing journey of learning, honor, humility, and the chance to make even the smallest difference in the lives of your patients. Because what you have is not on you, but in you. It's an absolute pleasure spending the last several years with you all, and I hope, wish, and pray abundant success and excellence over your lives and careers. Congratulations to my fellow graduates, and thank you again to all of you, for you have truly made this day possible for us.
Thank you, Deidre. It's now time to begin the diploma ceremony. This is an important day for our graduates. Dear bachelor graduates, would you please rise and line up in the area over there to the right of the stage? Your usher will escort you. Our Bachelor of Science graduates, Ashley Marie Augustine. Deidre Lynn Basri. Meredith Nicole Bess. Tashana Monet Brooks. Erin Ruth Burtis. Jessica Lynn Cairns. Katie Dawson. Alexis Nicole Edmondson. Isabella Federer. Tiffany Marie Felder. Asen Gibson. Princess Grace Laharde. Raquel Danielle Levy. Brittany McCullen. Alicia McAteer. Carrie Ann Catherine Nowak. Sarah Nowaslawski. Wendy S. Ott. Ashley Marie Paris. Gracie Kathleen Pulling. Ashley Diane Schooley. Malika Aaliyah Simpson. Jessica Grekel. Alyssa Maria Sobera. Adedayo Olufureni Sholaru. Tiana Monet Washington. Chanel Whitehead Stewart. Amanda Woodworth. Tina Marie Young. Congratulations, Bachelor of Science graduate candidates. I would now like to call President Hill and Associate Dean of Faculty Janine Vale to confer the degrees.
Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Nursing please rise? President Hill, as Associate Dean of Faculty at Chamberlain University College of Nursing, and on behalf of the faculty, I hereby certify that these students have completed the requirements for the Bachelor of Science in Nursing degree and recommend that they be awarded this degree.
Dean Vale, upon these recommendations and the authority vested in me by the Ohio Board of Nursing, the Chamberlain Board of Trustees, and Chamberlain's Provost, I hereby confer upon these students the degree of Bachelor of Science in Nursing with all the honors and responsibilities pertaining thereunto. Please join me in congratulating these graduates. Now for the best part. Graduates, please turn your tassels from the right to the left of your mortarboard to signify that you are now a graduate of Chamberlain University College of Nursing. Congratulations. I would now like to invite Dean Vale to lead the Nurses Pledge.
I would like to invite all nurses to recite with me the Nurses Pledge, which is located on page 12 of your program. You ready? In the full knowledge of the obligations I am undertaking, I promote to care for the sick with all of the skill and understanding I possess, without regard to race, creed, color, politics, or social status. I will respect at all times the dignity and religious beliefs of the patients under my care, holding in confidence all personal information entrusted to me and refraining from any action that might endanger life or health. I will endeavor to keep my professional knowledge and skill at the highest level and to give loyal support and cooperation to all members of the health team. I will do my utmost to honor the International Code of Ethics applied to nursing and to uphold the integrity of the nurse. Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you, Dean Vale. I would now like to ask Dr. Michelle Scianna, a Chamberlain alumni, to deliver the alumni address.
Good evening, graduates. I am so grateful to be here to welcome you into your Chamberlain Alumni Association. As a member of the Chamberlain Alumni Association myself, I know the kind of profound impact you will have on the lives of your patients. Today, as a Chamberlain graduate, you automatically become a member of the Alumni Association, and there are no dues or fees to belong. That's right, it's completely complimentary. The mission of the Alumni Association is to support you. Our goal is to continue the same support and care that you've received from Chamberlain since day one. Now that you've crossed this stage today, I invite you to take the next step to stay connected and become involved in the Alumni Association. We provide specific benefits for our alumni, such as continued access to library resources, connections to over 20,000 colleagues and classmates, mentoring opportunities, networking events, and career assistance. So I urge you to let us help you by staying in contact with Chamberlain through your Alumni Association. We are here for you. We want to partner with you so that you can achieve your goals and reach your dreams. Your graduation today is the beginning of a lifelong partnership with Chamberlain through your Alumni Association. Your success is our success. And now, I congratulate you again, and I challenge you to be an example of an extraordinary Chamberlain nurse.
Thank you, Dr. Scianna. This concludes our commencement ceremony. We would like to thank all graduates, family, friends, and distinguished guests for attending today's ceremony. Please join me in again congratulating the April 2023 graduates of Chamberlain University. And if everybody would please remain seated until the faculty and graduates have exited. Thank you.